Hi all, welcome back. This is Param. In previous video, we have seen couple of things about the setup of Grafana instance and its configuration files, right? So here I am going to show you one thing. Let me open here. This is the tar files. Okay, so I am running. This is a tar file which I downloaded from the Grafana websites. Okay, once I unzip it, you will have the this are the directory structure, right? Okay, let me show you conf file. Here you could see sample ini files, okay, or default ini files. So we should not touch default ini files, okay, this kind of base copy. Okay, so we should change whatever we want. We can do the sample ini files. Okay, let me more. Where I am, sorry. Okay, you could see many sections. This is what we call as a sections. Path is one of the section, server is one of the section, right? Each section is going to have the key value pair. Okay, so each section is going to have the tree value pairs. If some things start with the semicolon, that is commented. Okay, so hash, that also commented. Okay, if it is anything start with semicolon, that also commented within the INI files. Okay, similarly you could see there are so many here server. Okay, looking to server would be very easy for you. Okay, what is the protocol support? Okay, H2 socket HTTPS. Okay, by default HTTP. Again, what is the port we are going to open, what is the domain name, okay, and then certification path. Okay, here you can see certification path, key files, everything. Okay, so similarly there are a lot of sections are there. Sections are there. So this is the configuration files. Okay, this is the configuration files. These files used while starting up Grafana server. It read and apply all the settings. Okay, here you could see. Okay, I am running that instance here. Okay, this is my instance here. Okay, you could see what are the settings are applied. Let me go here, settings. Here you could see what are the settings are applied at the runtimes completely. Okay, that these settings comes from the ini file or comes from the environment variable, or it can comes from the API. Okay, admin API, right? So, okay, so these are the settings are configured. These are the settings are or in effect to run the Grafana instance. So whatever the configuration you need, you can change. But at the end, if you want to see, you can see here. This is the path. This is the path. Here you can see all of your settings. Okay, fine. The purpose of this video, I am going to explain what are the options, what are the configuration sections. Okay, I am not going to tell you that line by line or each configuration option and what are the possible values, what is its purpose. No. Okay, you can go through all the stuff in the documentation purpose itself. Here, this is the documentation site. Okay, here the documentation wise is really good. You could see all of the configuration options. Let's say let me open here. Okay, you could see all of the configuration options. Come on, even this page is really good. Okay, this page you will see all of the configurations. What happened? Is still loading or what? Yes, fine, it came. Okay, yes. Okay, this is the files. This is the first page. They talks about all the configurations and the providers. which we have seen in earlier videos. Okay, and a list of the sections. Okay, you could see here. Okay, fine. Here there are there are the two things. Some of the settings are available only in enterprise edition. Some of the settings are available in both open source as well as enterprise editions. Okay, whatever sections you are seeing here, whatever sections you are seeing here, it's available in both. Okay, maybe one or two maybe mistakes, but 99% it's available in both version or both the edition of Grafana. Okay, let's come to here let's come from start. Okay, of course plugin sections, it configure that you can configure where is the configuration path or plugin id, plugin folders, because a plugin also will write some data, right? So all this stuff you can be here. Okay, so whatever related to the plugins, you can go with the check in the plugin sections. And of course external image storage. This is external image storage in the sense it is used for when you export dashboard as a image. Okay, and those image can be saved somewhere. Okay, so if you want to configure, keep it in S3 packet or GCP, GCS, Google packet storage something, or Azure something, so or local. So wherever you want to keep, you can configure those settings here. Okay, so these settings are especially useful for configuring, storing the rendered image. Okay, then of course authentication integration. So you can see authentication in the sense it support variety of authentications. Okay, it support variety of authentications. Basic authentication usually key value pair. In addition to that, SSO or several OAuth. Okay, here you can see these many OAuth type of authentication also supported. Okay, Google, GitLab, GitHub. Okay, for each section, let me repeat, for each section there is a couple of key value pairs are there. If you want to see all the couple of all the configuration options, okay, so you can check here you can see. So these are the configuration options are available. Okay, these are the configurations are available for Google OAuth specific. Okay, similarly OAuth, it is supported as a SAML. Okay, it is available only in the enterprise. Okay, it's available only in the enterprise. Then of course you can authenticate based on the LDAP. Okay, and LDAP, in fact JWT token, Java Web Token. Okay, then anonymous access in the sense, if you enable this, anyone can log in into the Grafana. Let's say if you want to have some instance, that instance can be used by anyone. For example, within the team or development teams, you want to give some kind of training, other stuff, then in that you can enable anonymous, so that people can log in, so people can access the Grafana in your Grafana instance without any authentication. So it is free for them, so it can without any access or username password, they can access, they can play around. Okay, so that is the purpose, but it is not good for productions. Okay, so again there is a dashboard related configurations you could see. Okay, and similarly logging configurations. Grafana itself generate the logs, right? Where it has to be stored, is it file based, or it has to be pushed somewhere, or it has to be appended as a syslog, so send it to syslog. Similarly, okay, all those configuration available here. Then monitoring, you can analytics available only in the enterprise editions. Okay, metrics you can get it, okay, in the open source it's also, okay. So you, if you want to monitor whether its performance is good and what are the dashboard is heavily used when the Grafana was busy, or how it is memory consumptions, like that, or if you want to see the traces of Grafana itself, all the things you can configure either Jagger or deprecate. Jagger is deprecated, so open OTL, we call it OTL, so open telemetry you can use that. Okay. Okay. So this is another set of configurations. Okay. Obviously, we will do monitoring. So we should, since we deploy the Grafana instance for production environment. Obviously, we are supposed to monitor how it is working, how it is performance, right? Okay. Then feature enable and disables. I'll tell you that there are a couple of features or I keep on adding in the Grafana. Okay, some of them are trial, some of things are testing mode, or some of things are is a yet to come. Okay, so you can enable disable the features. Okay, you can enable disable the features, feature toggles. Okay. Feature toggles. Similarly, what are the features has to be enabled, all the stuffs. Okay. Usually this will be needed when you want to use upcoming or any new features which is not yet generally available, but still you want to use as per for the customer requirement. Then that times you will have to supposed to configure this one. Alerting configurations, of course, as I said, alert available only in the Grafana. What is it? Alerts available only in the enterprise editions. Okay. 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 I'm not sure alerting. Sorry. Alerting is available in base version as well. Sorry, I forgot. Okay. Only the report. I mean, especially PDF reports. Okay. Alerting is available in both. Okay. Open source as well as enterprise editions. Okay. You can configure all the alerting manager and unified alertings and rendering, unified contact points, everything you can do. The whenever you want to do alertings, then that times you have to go with alerting configurations. Okay. Give me sometimes someone's calling me.
On these motivations can lead to a more balanced and sustainable approach.
Okay, sorry. Okay, then miscellaneous sections. In fact, some of the sections I could not be able to segregate, so I keep all of them as miscellaneous sections. You could see here cloud migration, expression, invite, Grafana.net, something, geomap, everything's okay. So whatever the section I could not be able to segregate, then I keep them in miscellaneous sections. Okay. Now, so these are the one set of section in the configuration files which you may need to configure as per your requirement. Similarly, let's go here. Okay. It's a data proxy. Data proxy in a sense, say we cannot directly connect to the data source. Let's say we have some private network, but in that private network we can expose one server to the public. Okay, or proxy something. Through that we can get the data from other data source which is private within the network. Okay, so let's say we have some oracle, that oracle cannot be exposed to the public, or sorry, exposed to the Grafana instance. Okay, so then how do you get? So within that network where oracle sitting, you can start one proxy, or you can set up one proxy server. That proxy can be exposed to the public. Okay, that means exposed to the Grafana. So in that case, Grafana will go to the oracle through the proxy. Okay, so that is what data proxy. Okay, again database. Yes, database. Grafana itself use one database to store its configurations. As I said, it can be either SQLite, but Postgres and MySQL also supported, but for the trial version, for the testing purpose or demo purpose, SQLite is enough. It's a file based DB. But for the production or for customer base, we should choose either MySQL or Postgres SQLs. Okay. In fact, even if you are looking for high availability of Grafana instance, you have to choose either one of the RDBMS. Okay. So, then path. Yes, we will configure where the plugin has to store its data, database has to, I mean, if it is SQLDB, and data store and logs, okay, all the stuff. I think I can show here. Okay, go there. If this is configuration files, here I could see some data folder, ls-lrt. You could see log, png, pdf, csv. This is the database files. Okay, by default it's running file based database. Okay, and logs, all the logs are stored here. Any images, rendered images can be in which is local. When we go for rendered image for export, in the alerting purpose or reporting purpose, okay, in that if you want to attach the image, that time we go for, right. Then PDFs, yes, you can export as a PDF. Then Grafana is a BTB files. So these are this is the path. Okay, this is the path. They configure the path. Okay. Then server, it's very obvious. Okay, all the network related configuration. If when you want to configure host name, which port it has to be exposed, you can see here. You can see here, that is my stuff. Here I have exposed 3000, right. Okay, so similarly, okay, so you have to configure all the host name or port which is it has to bind, and several other if it's HTTPS, then certification key, certification files. Okay, all the things are all the files are has to be configured. All the files are, sorry, all the network related configuration has to be configured in the server section. Snapshot, yes, where do you want to keep a snapshot, or if you are going to some snapshot tank, something is there. Okay, there also you can keep your snapshot. Okay, SMTP configuration, yes, we have to configure SMTP. SMTP, SMTP to send out the email through the Grafana. Okay, so you have to configure your your organization SMTP configuration details. Okay, when it will be used, no? It will be used to whenever you want to, whenever you invite some user when you invite a user to access your Grafana. Okay, I mean adding the new user. Okay, you can invite the user or adding the user. That time it will send the email. Okay, for that is one place, that is one option. Second thing is, in the notification phase we will discuss while doing alerting. Once alert trigger, it has to notify, it can be notified several channels. One among them is email. So that time also SMTP has to be configured. Okay, so that is what here. Then quota. Okay, quota, it's a kind of quota in any cloud, right. If it is GCP, there will be a quota, how many number of Docker instance I have to run, how many instance of VMs I have to create, or what is the size of storage I have to create. Okay, so there are how many users I can add. Similarly here also they are having quota. Okay, number of user, number of dashboard, data source, alerting rules, okay, allowed in organizations. And global level, yes, this quota can be configured within the organization level, or it can be configured global level across the organization within the Grafana instance. So as I told you, Grafana logically have concept called organization. Okay, within that organization it can be a team. Within the team it can have the user. Right. So, okay. So that is what organization level or global level. Okay, irrespective of organization. Okay, that means it can be applied to across the organization. Okay, so these are the quota level settings. Whenever you want, you can configure, but I don't think so we supposed to here. By the default value itself is more enough for us. Okay, but if it is not enough in your case, if it is not enough in your case for your customer case, then that times you have to configure quota. I would say the quota configuration may be required whenever you go for high availability. Okay, if it's high availability, you may have a couple of instances. That times you may have thousands of dashboard. In that case, obviously you might have to change the quota. Annotations, yes, in the graph, in the dashboard. Okay, the dashboard has several panel, right. In each panel we can configure annotations. Okay, so annotation in the sense, a particular location, particular values, particular points, you can do the annotations. Okay, It's kind of just marking the graph itself or marking the visualization itself, nothing else. Okay, see here I do alert, I do annotate within the text itself, right? Here you could see. Okay, where is it? You could see here I am just annotating within the text. Similarly, in the graph itself you can do the annotations. I think I can show here. I have done some annotation. Annotations available only time series data and some other data, not everyone. Okay, you could see here these are all annotations. Annotation will show this red color dot line, right? So whenever they it's automated annotation, in fact. Okay, annotations, if it is annotations, you could see here this kind of icons, and it will show the vertical lines. Okay, so you can annotate, so and it will helpful for others. Something if you want to tell on top of the graph, okay, then you can do the annotations. So annotation can be manually if I do create like here itself, or it can be automatically by the query. Okay, but that is separate topic, let us not. But anything if you want to configure related to annotations, these sections you have to be used. So these are the high level section available within the grafana.ini file or sample.ini files. Okay, all of these sections are available in both open source edition as well as enterprise editions. Okay, as I said, each section going to have set of key value pairs. But if you want to know what exactly meaning of a particular key value pair, what are the possible value for a particular key, you have to refer the documentations. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching. In the next video we will see what are the sections available only for the enterprise edition.